All right. Hey, everybody. July 13th, 2026. Just wanted to do a quick update tonight and fill you all in with what's going on here. I know the other night was kind of negative. I needed to get some of that off my chest because when you've spent as many years as I have in the support groups for celiacs, ME/CFS, long COVID, and other autoimmune conditions, it really gets frustrating for someone like me that's actually trying to help people. So I was hoping that posting that the other night would maybe, and eventually it will, draw in other people down the road. I'm so limited on what I can do recipe wise on a daily basis. And I've been trying to draw in people, not just from Fremont, but around the country, around the globe, that deal with this. Had a great breakthrough today because I've been, trying to get my mom to work on some of the sweet recipes because I hate sweets due to my hereditary fructose intolerance. Sweet stuff just, I am, ugh. But this is where like my Facebook page comes into play a little bit more, is that I try really hard to post pictures of some of the stuff that I'm working on and show the equipment, show the outcomes. It's hard for one person to do video editing and marketing and everything else. But one great thing about working with my mom is that, she is 80 years old. So trying to teach her how to use the digital scale is very important for future recipes and future videos. I know I need to do a video on how to use a digital scale and how I batch process my recipes. I've done a little bit of it in the past, but I didn't really show in detail how to batch out and vacuum seal small batches. And that's one of the main things that I want cottage food producers to get involved with. If you're only doing it, if you're going to do it for yourself, let's put it that way. If you're going to do these recipes by yourself, for yourself, I really want people to start looking at, can I produce extra and sell that to elderly, disabled, and other people in my area? Shredding cheese, for example, making batches of just start with the Chaffle mix. Almond flour, psyllium husk, baking powder. And then if we're going to get into the sweets and treats, a little bit of sugar. Batch out and make those individual packets that people can just rip open, eggs, cheese. So today was a good learning experience again. Working with my mom, and she has a huge sweet tooth, but we worked on strawberry shortcake today. just using my standard chaffle mix with adding sugar and vanilla and a little bit of extra baking soda, grinding the mozzarella cheese instead of using shredded. It came out beautifully. And it smelled like sugar cookies in her apartment, condo, I don't know what you can really call it, duplex, whatever. And it, taking that first bite on the first test today, I thought, well, this needs a little bit more vanilla. It's still, still missing something. So we added a little bit more vanilla to it, tried it again, and added the strawberries, the strawberries and whipped cream, homemade whipped cream that you'll see in the title image, thumbnail. I was trying to think today, when was the last time I ate strawberry shortcake? And we were arguing back and forth because, for my mom, strawberry shortcake was actually biscuits with strawberries and whipped cream. Me growing up, the only thing that my mom ever cooked, or anybody else that I knew cooked at the time, was basically angel food cake. White cake, sliced thin, strawberries, whipped cream. Okay? And with my mom thinking about it, she couldn't remember when the recipe changed. So we went through like a couple of her cookbooks, and most of them from when she was growing up were biscuits. Shortcakes were considered biscuits. But for me, we used to use Twinkies. Mostly it was angel food cake. Just a white cake. We bake it, cut it into slices like bread, and then put the strawberries and whipped cream on top of it. Or we would use Twinkies. Cut a Twinkie in half, put the strawberries on top of it. But I took that first bite today, and it was like, bam, back to the late 70s for me, because we got it that close. The only thing I'll say that it was probably missing was melted butter. So I'm going to try that over the next couple of days to see if I can't get it a little bit closer to that Twinkie / angel food cake. Sponge cake, I think, is what we used to use when I was a kid. Either route, the nutritional aspects of it, something like 16 grams of protein and 5 grams of sugar. And that includes the waffle, the chaffle part of it, the strawberry part of it, and the whipped cream part of it. So the fiber aspect, I think, breaks it down to 2 or 3 grams of carbs per serving. And this is a full serving. I mean, it's a full 4-inch chaffle with the strawberries macerated, so a little bit of sugar added, and then homemade whipped cream. That's a pretty impressive nutritional info aspect on that. And it's easy to make. So very easy to make. For someone that hasn't eaten sweets in 10 to 20 years, it felt homey today, cooking the chaffles and having that scent of sugar cookies in the house. And for me, that's a huge leap, because now I can start working with the cocoa powder and with peanut butter and with chocolate morsels. So making chocolate chip waffles, making chocolate waffles, making peanut butter waffles, making peanut butter chocolate chip, and then working with the different gadgets to create something like a sugar cookie or peanut butter cookie, even crackers, you know. It was a fun, let's put it that way, it was a fun couple of hours working with my mom today. And it was also a reminder of, this is why I need people to help out and to become recipe testers. Due to my HFI, I have a natural aversion for sweet things. My mom loved it. I mean, she was like, oh, and I did too. I mean, the first bite I took of it, it just, wow. I was like, okay, that's really good. But then I had to worry about, okay, I know that the sugar content in this shouldn't have any bad effects on me. And I checked in with my mom a few hours later and said, hey, did you have any, any glucose crash? Did you get the shakes? Did you, feel weird? Anything like that? And no, because getting that recipe to the point where, someone that has HFI or someone that's diabetic could eat it and not have bad reactions to it, that means the world to me. I've tried really, really hard to get this all figured out. So, anyways, here's where we're sitting. So this week, we're in a heat wave here in Nebraska. And my mom gave me a lot of insight into how I might need to rework the recipes and put in for people that have never used a digital scale before. Here's how to do it. I'll probably just do a video on it instead of including it in every recipe. I don't know. I'm struggling with that one. How to really make it easier for people. I personally think in this day and age, just doing a YouTube video on it would be better than having to complicate each and every single recipe with those steps and guidelines. We'll see. That's about it tonight, honestly. I know the other video from the other night was kind of negative, but it needed to get said. And if I can get a few other people that understand the complexity of trying to help and deal with and solve problems for other disabled people, it's the least I can do to try to help. So, fingers crossed. Be looking forward possibly for the strawberry shortcake recipe, the chocolate waffle, chocolate chip, peanut butter chocolate chip, peanut butter, and the fact that I'm going to be working with not just the regular 4-inch chaffle makers, but the 3-inch and the 1.5 inch. hoping to maybe get the ranch recipe out there too this week, because having all of this based off of my bread and bun chaffle recipe with just a few extra ingredients was one of my main goals here for the last 4 years. Feels nice to finally have some of it coming together. Hope you guys are doing okay. Seriously, with this heat, not good for anybody with chronic illnesses. And if you haven't yet, get over, check out the full website, 49-page medical library, the community, the guild aspect, everything I'm trying to build here for disabled, elderly, and just people that want to work from home. There's a lot of options. So go check that stuff out. Check out my Facebook page. I think it's at grain-free me 68025 if you haven't. Or you can just search grain-free me and it usually pops up on Facebook. You can check out the pictures. You know, I'm thinking maybe I've been doing a lot of reorganization and 3D printing here, so I might do a kitchen tour kind of thing. That's big, I know. Shop tours, big videos. And it is kind of important to see, for people to see, you know, this is the gear and gadgets that I use. But head over to Facebook, check out the pictures of the strawberry shortcake, and reach out to me if you guys have recipes that you'd like to see if I could convert, make healthier. There's thousands out there. And if you want to be part of it, reach out, get in touch with me. I'll give you some tips and tricks, and we can discuss the opportunity for working together down the road. But that's all I've got for tonight, guys and gals and everybody else. Take care. Signing out from Grain Free Me in Fremont, Nebraska. Catch up with you soon.